92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, sometimes we do second date updates that are more than just one date. Like the guy who's on the phone right now to do a second date update, he actually hung out with the woman that he wants to call the entire weekend.
Whoa, that's a long
And
time.
now he's not getting a call back. I think it's probably because he was a weekend lover. That's what happens. Sometimes people take weekend lovers. And maybe, Sam, maybe you were a weekend lover. You ever think about that?
Well, I don't think so. We never did much like actual loving, but
Maybe.
we had fun.
Mama just wanted a tasty morsel of meat for the weekend, and that meat was named Sam.
Whoa.
We just wanted some orange candy for her son's baseball game or something. I don't know, but
Wait,
I
what?
don't think that's what was happening.
Your weekend lover experience involved her son?
Yeah, she's a single mom, but she's really, really pretty, and she's super fun. She's got great personality, too. I was really pleasantly surprised.
How did you meet this single mommy?
We met online.
Weekendlovers.com?
Weekendlovers.com.
Why do you say lover so weird?
You really need to start that.
Kind of the way you have to say it.
I
All right.
like it.
So you
Hang
met.
out for a weekend and then don't call me back, ghostme.com. Yeah,
All right.
that's great.
Oh.
So wait, the first time you guys hung out, you met her son, and that didn't alarm you at all?
Oh, no, we didn't. It wasn't the first time we hung out. The first time we did it actually kind of like the classic way. We went for drinks, and we had a lot of fun, but she had to leave early because she said, she had to go take care of her kid, and I was, it made total sense. But we had a lot of fun, so because we hadn't really spent a huge amount of time together that first night, I said, well, hey, why don't we go out to dinner tomorrow night, which was Saturday.
Okay.
So she said, okay, sure. And things went even better the second time, It was great. We were laughing. We were telling each other jokes, getting to know each other better. And the next day she says, well, hey, my son has a Little League baseball game. So I was like, cool. And she said, why don't you come? And I said, I'd love to. So
You're like, boring. I only watch professional sports. Kids don't know how to play very well.
Dude, Little League baseball is more interesting than real baseball because, they whiff the ball and they don't know what they're doing. That's funny.
Okay, so
Real baseball is just like they spit and they scratch themselves. I can't stand it.
yeah, I love it. So you actually went along to watch your son's baseball game. That's, I don't know, it feels like a big commitment to me.
Well, yeah, but I was feeling it. So I said, you know what? Cast your fate to the wind. Let's see what happens.
Wow.
Could be fun.
And what was that like? Was it what you expected it to be?
Well, pretty much, yeah. Nobody really, it's a Little League baseball game. So, I spent some time talking to the other parents. We watched the game a little bit. But after the game, I was trying to score some brownie points with her kids, so I took them aside and I bought them a hot dog and an ice cream cone. And I said, well, don't tell your mom because, she's probably going to get mad that you had the sweets, et cetera, et cetera.
Wait, hold up. You went ahead and bought her son something that you told him to keep as a secret? Like, that's kind of creepy.
Like, here's some candy.
Yeah.
It's not creepy. It's man time, like man to man.
That sounds creepier when you say that.
It's man boy
I've heard
time.
that before. And trust me, nothing good came of that. So,
Well, I'm just saying, that's my first red flag, is that you're buying her son ice cream without asking her.
Well, he wanted it, and I was...
again, you're just making yourself sound terrible, Sam.
Not doing myself any favors right now.
No, you're not.
Stop.
Anyway,
Oh,
you got the
man.
kid some ice cream, and did his mom give explicit details not to give him any ice cream?
No, she hadn't said not to, but she hadn't said it was okay either. I didn't even ask.
Okay. You're just trying to be that cool guy like, hey, dude, here's some ice cream. Don't tell your mommy I'm the man.
Yeah.
By the way, own a leather jacket and a car. And I want your mommy to like me. High five. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, but stretch that out over like 10 minutes, and that's basically that's that.
All right.
Okay.
So how did the T-ball game end?
It ended fine. We just talked a little bit, and she said she had to get him home, and I said okay, and then she took off, and then I took off. But then I tried to call her that evening, tell her I had fun and see if we could make plans to hang out again, and she didn't pick up. So I left her a voicemail, and she didn't answer. And then a day or two went by, and I texted her, and she still didn't answer. She's just like, as soon as she left the game, that's the last I've heard of her.
Whoa.
And I've been pouring it over my head, and I'm thinking, and I'll bet you any amount of money that little probably told on me and ratted me out.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, said I bought him ice cream, and she probably flipped out and got mad that I'd gotten. It was just a little bit. It was one scoop.
But it's not the ice cream. It's the going behind her back thing because you don't know her parenting style. You don't know what rules she has set up.
Yeah.
There's 8,000 different reasons why that's not a good idea.
None of them are good, though. It's just an ice cream cone. If you're that kind of like, hyper parent, it's like, come on, loosen up a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and see if that bastard ratted you out. Then your second date update right after this, okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
And welcome back to Brooke and Jubal Field and your second date update. Up to bat right now is Sam. And Sam's in quite the pickle. He went out with Brenda and spent the entire weekend hanging out with her, some dinner and some drinks, and then concluded his weekend with a wonderful day at the ballpark watching her son play in a Little League game. But now Sam isn't getting a call back. Will he be 0 for 1 in career second date updates? We'll find out in just a moment. But first, let's talk to Sam and see if he's ready to make the call. Sam, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
He's like, actually, I'm asleep listening to your baseball announcer voice, but
Like most people are when they watch
yeah.
baseball. Sam, we're going to give her a call and find out why she's not calling you back after what you thought was a wonderful weekend. Any other thoughts before we get started?
I'm just confused as to why she wouldn't call me back because, we spent 3 straight days together, so.
Well, I'll dial her phone number right now then and see if we can figure out what happened, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, may I speak to Brenda, please?
this is she.
Hey, Brenda, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay, I'm fine. Who is this again?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
Oh, okay.
Okay, obviously,
Yeah.
long-time listener. Appreciate that, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Any idea why a radio show would be calling you?
I don't know. Did I win something?
No, you didn't. You actually went out on a date with one of our listeners, and now you're not calling him back, and he's wondering what happened. His name is Sam.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
Sam told us that you guys spent like a whole weekend together, but now you won't call him back.
Well, I don't think I would call it a whole weekend. I mean, it wasn't like we were together every waking moment.
That's a good point.
But
Okay.
still.
He said you did dinner, you did drinks.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it was a fun time for you.
No.
Yeah, well, I mean, it started off all right, but I don't know.
Started off all right. That's usually how people like dates recapped. Did you just not enjoy hanging out with him?
I mean, I was kind of into him the first night. He was nice. I mean, nice enough for me to try again for dinner.
Nice enough.
Nice enough.
Yeah.
You're just showering this dude with compliments.
I thought for sure you would have been like head over heels for this guy since you invited him to your son's t-ball game. Because that's a big leap.
Yeah.
How do you know he went to my kid's game?
He told us all about it.
Oh, he did. He told you everything?
Yeah, he said that you guys went out on a Friday night, had some drinks, then dinner on Saturday, and then your son's baseball game on Sunday.
Yeah.
And he's confused because he thought you had a wonderful time each of those days.
Well, something changed Sunday at the baseball game.
Changed?
Yeah, I mean, we're at the Little League game, having a nice time, and suddenly he kind of starts, like, talking trash about these little kids' sports skills.
He's ripping on the kids. I mean, it's understandable. Little League play is terrible.
They're children!
Yeah, I know.
They're
And
little kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 5 years old.
and it's
Oh
time
my
to step it up and play like an 8-year-old. That's what I say.
Whatever.
But so
It's
he
like-
was ripping on the kids the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, he's, like, cracking jokes about them kind of loudly, and, like, other parents are starting to kind of give weird glances. And then at one point, he, like, turns to me and says, in all seriousness, he says, looks like your son could use some throwing lessons.
What?
Don't worry about it. I'll teach him how to not throw like a girl.
Oh, there is so much wrong with that statement on so many levels.
Was he serious about that, or was it a really bad joke?
He seemed totally serious about it to me. Like, I mean, he made a point about it 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times?
Yes.
What was your response? I mean, did you say anything back to him? I mean, my mom would have been like, yeah, you're right, the kid sucks. But, like, did you say, don't talk about my kid that way?
No, I didn't say a thing. I mean, I'm not going to honor that with a response. But I was fuming.
Okay, understandable. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want some jerk like that around me or my kids.
okay.
Totally.
Well, unfortunately, he's kind of around you right now because he's actually on the other line listening to this phone call and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yep. Sam, you there?
Hi, Brenda.
Hello?
I guess we should probably have a little chat then, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
First of all,
I don't know.
just
I don't
want
know
to
what
say,
else there is to say right now, Sam, except, maybe you'd like to apologize?
let's just hang on, let me finish, all right? I just want to say, for the record, I was trying to help, all right? I didn't mean anything malicious. I wasn't trying to be nasty. I'm just calling it like it was. I like sports. I kind of get into sports. I wasn't being vicious or nasty. I mean, I didn't get drunk or throw my beer. You make it sound like I was some sort of Yeti out there in the stands, but I wasn't. Not to my estimation, anyway. And yeah, I was trying to find a way to honestly kind of bond with your kid, and I thought maybe if we could play some baseball. I mean, because I know you've got your son, and your son's your top priority. So if I want to be with you, I have to get along with your son as well. That's a part of who you are. So I was trying to help. I was honestly, I wasn't going to lie to you or sugarcoat anything. I'm just saying it like it was.
You're not going to bond with a 5-year-old kid by telling his mother that he sucks. I'm sorry.
I know it's just going to sound weird, but I didn't mean that in a bad way.
You didn't mean it in a bad
I can't
way.
believe you were actually critiquing a 5-year-old's performance. Like, you should just be happy if they make it to first base instead of third base.
Yes.
Look, if you start now, you might actually have like a Cal Ripken on your hands, if you could have started early.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Stop.
You would totally be one of those dads when you have kids, won't you?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't see any problem with wanting your kids to be the best that they can be. And Brenda, honestly, that's all I want for your son is just, I don't want him to suck as bad as he did that day.
Oh, my God.
And I mean that with all due
Joey,
respect.
with all due respect, that is so rude.
Well, if you're going to take it rude, it's going to be rude. You could just, laugh it off.
God, you honestly have no idea about what you're saying, do you?
I have every idea what I'm saying. I was offering to help him be better. If you didn't want me to help, you could have just said thanks, but no thanks. You didn't have to ghost me on the phone like this.
Oh, I don't even know what to say to that. There's nothing wrong with my son's athletic ability. There's something mentally wrong with you criticizing 5-year-old kids.
Yes.
Look, again, for the record, it's not that there's anything wrong, quote unquote, with your kid's athletic ability. I just said he could be better.
Well,
Dude, just
in that
stop
case,
already.
Brenda, would you like to go on a second date with Sam? I know he'd like to see you again. We'll pay for it.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to go on a second date with some guy who's going to criticize my son's spelling test.
Well, if he's not a good speller, I was a great speller growing up. I could coach him a little bit.
See, Brenda, Sam could coach your kid in all the ways of being a man.
Best dad ever.
He
Yeah.
is the worst.
Super dad. Are you sure you don't want to go out with him?
Yeah, I'm positive on this one,
Yeah,
guys.
smart. Very smart.
That's extremely disappointing.
I guess we did find out that Sam is 0 for 1 in the date department. Just shows Sam that every time he criticizes a 5-year-old's throwing skills, he definitely doesn't get a date. Maybe next time he'll try to not do that. What do you think, Sam?
Well, at least he didn't rat me out about the ice cream, so that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Sam!
Ice cream? What ice cream?
Don't worry about it, Brenda. Thanks for your time.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 says, I don't really support the guy ripping on the kid's baseball skills, but the kid probably did suck. Let's give him that. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. That second date update you just heard was obviously taped while Brooke was still here. She's out on maternity leave and Jackie is filling in. But this dude named Sam wanted to call a woman named Brenda. He was confused why she wasn't calling back after they spent like the whole weekend together, even went to her kid's Little League game. And Brenda wasn't calling him back because during the game, he just ripped on the kid the whole time. I was like, I can teach him how to throw like a boy if you want to.
Yeah, that's sort of a turnoff, I mean, on a date, if he's already kind of being a bully, why would you go on another date with a bully?
A bully and then stepping in as a father figure, like, I'll take care of this.
You won't
Teach
be
the kid how to
overbearing
throw.
at all.
We're only going to raise champions together, you and I, Brenda. So at the end of everything, she yelled at him and told him never to call her again. And he still didn't get it. He's still like, what? I was just trying to help. Kid sucks.
I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
He should just be a little league coach and get all his aggressions out on other,
Oh, no.
And then
He really should.
keep it separate from his dating life.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person that didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Nothing can put a damper on a first date like getting into legal trouble.
What?
Right? I know for me, personally, I had an experience a while back. I set up this big romantic evening. So I ended up going, I picked the girl up from work, pick her up just on the street there, and then we go for a drive. And the next thing I know, I'm in handcuffs, and the officer's talking about solicitation or something.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, completely screwed up my date. I didn't even get to finish the date, and of course I never heard back from the girl. So yeah, getting in legal trouble is always an issue on a first date.
Man, I hate that.
It was terrible. I had such a nice evening planned, too.
You are such a romantic at heart. It's insane.
Well, Kyle, who's on the phone to do a second date update today, got into a little bit of legal trouble on his date.
Whoa.
Maybe not as bad as mine, but still, he had an issue with law enforcement. Kyle, how are you?
I'm okay.
You're not calling us from a jail cell right now, right, Kyle?
No.
Okay.
Good.
What sort of legal trouble did you get on your first date, Kyle?
It's not crazy or anything. It was just a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
But, like in the middle of a date, having a cop stroll up to you and start acting all weird, probably,
I know I wanted to make it sound like Kyle was arrested. He wasn't. He just got a speeding ticket on his date. But he does think that's the reason she's not calling him back. We'll get to the speeding ticket stuff in a second, but how'd you meet this girl?
I was at this birthday party for a friend of mine, and we started talking and kept talking, and it seemed like, there was something cool happening. So
Cool.
And what'd you guys do?
So I went and picked her up, and I wanted to take her to this nice restaurant that I know outside the city because you have some time to talk on the way there, and then you can talk to the restaurant. And
Yeah, that sounds terrible to me. That's the worst thing about dates to me is all the talking. Just so much talking on this.
You just want a quick drive-through, call it good.
Gotta be awesome. But I see where you're coming from there. You want to have some conversation with a girl, I guess. That's a fun thing to do. So you guys clicked and you had a good time. What's her name, by the way?
Sarah.
Sarah? All right. And your email said that you think the speeding ticket is the reason she's not calling you back. Why is that?
Well, it's just like after the speeding ticket, things got really weird because it happened on the drive home.
Yeah.
What's really weird mean?
You got those weird spaces in conversations where everyone's sort of trying to think about what they should say.
I hate that.
And your speeding ticket wasn't like you were going 100 miles over the speed limit or something scary, right?
Well, it wasn't crazy. I was doing like 80 in a 65.
All right, that's not terrible.
Were you rude to the cop or something? I'm just trying to think of why her attitude.
No. But I just got a speeding ticket, so of course, it sort of put me in a bad mood. And when I get in a bad mood, sometimes I just get quiet.
So you were the reason for the awkward silence in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just got a speeding ticket.
Are you ever not in a bad mood after you get a ticket?
I get so many speeding tickets, I don't care anymore. I have a lawyer who takes care of them, so I'm good. It doesn't bother me. But I do understand where you're coming from. I guess it could kind of piss you off a little bit. How did everything end with her?
It was just a little awkward. I dropped her off and tried to go in for a kiss, and that sort of didn't really happen.
Did you do like the awkward still in the car reach kiss?
Yeah, it was, one of those weird, can't quite find the right angle, and by the time you think you do, she's already gone. So
I have that happen to me quite a bit. If I'm out on a date, like I'll lean in to kiss her in the car, and she's out by the time I just make out with the air. Hey, I'm still kissing somebody. It wasn't a fail. That's what you should have done. Yeah, so it could have been that you were just awkward after getting your speeding ticket, and she was like, oh, man, this guy.
Sure, but I mean, stuff happens, and I just really hope that I didn't screw this up completely.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Thank you.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, Kyle is on the phone with us, and today he wants us to call a girl named Sarah. Apparently, they had a great date. Everything was going well. The only thing that he can think about that could be the reason that she's not calling him back is that on the way home after dinner, he got a speeding ticket. And in his words, he got a little grumpy. And he said the ride home after the speeding ticket was very awkward. He ended the night without a kiss or anything. She just got out of the car and hasn't talked to him since. Kyle, I don't even think we need to do the second date update today.
Wait, what?
Because I think I know why she's not calling you back. I think I figured it out.
Really?
I do. Here's my theory, Kyle. I think that she set you up. Here's my theory. She sees Kyle, meets him at a party, woos him into taking her out on a date. And she knew the exact route you were going to take on the freeway to take her home. And she knew that you were going to be going 80 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. She knew that. You know why she knew that? Because the cop that patrols that area is her ex-boyfriend. And her whole goal was to get you to speed through there to get a ticket so he could give you a ticket and be jealous that she was out on a date. Now she's back with her boyfriend. We don't even need to make the phone call. I just figured it out. Don't waste your time on her.
Oh, my God.
That is quite a master plan, Jubal.
Yes.
You sure you still want to do the call?
I'm amazed that you think that I'm worth all that effort. That's great.
And probably the fact that the cop was like a 50-something-year-old man with a big belly.
Don't judge who people date. All right, Kyle, I'm going to make the phone call for you anyway and see why she's not calling you back. But if I'm right, you owe me money. Okay?
You got it.
All right. I'm going to dial the phone number right now and see if we can get her on the phone. Probably hanging out in that cop's bed right now. Just a user.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Sarah, please?
Yeah, this is she.
Hey, Sarah, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show. Okay, that pause would lead you to believe you have no clue who we are. We host a morning radio show.
Okay.
And one of our listeners recently emailed us about you and asked us if we could get you on the phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
His name is Kyle, and you recently went out on a date with him.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, Kyle told us that you're not calling him back, and he hasn't seen you since the date, and he would really like to see you again, but he's wondering why you won't go out with him. He did tell us that he got a speeding ticket on the way home, and he also said that he thought things got really awkward after that between you two.
Yeah, I would say awkward is a understatement.
Was it good up until that point? Was he right on that?
Yeah. I thought Kyle was a really nice guy until then.
Until the speeding ticket.
Yeah, after the ticket, he just got really quiet. And
Let me ask you a question. Was it quiet, like I'm bummed out quiet, or I want to murder somebody quiet? There's a difference.
I don't know him that well, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, but if he just got a little quiet, I mean, you guys had 3 hours at this point of good times together? How could it cancel it all out?
Well, I was trying to calm him down or like just like get him to like ease up a little bit on himself. And I told him, it's okay. It happens to everyone. And he replied, no, it doesn't f***ing happen.
Doesn't happen to me. All right, that's kind of rude.
Yeah. And after that, he tried to blame me. He told me, like, it shouldn't have happened to him because I was distracting him.
What?
He said that he blamed you for the speeding ticket?
Yeah. And I was like, are you serious? You're really going to blame this on me? But he was acting so weird that I just said, okay.
Whoa.
How were you distracting him? I'm curious as to how he would try to blame it on you.
Honestly, I have no idea. I was just in this car with a guy that I only known for a couple hours, and I would just say anything to get out of there.
Yeah.
Like he was that scary mad?
I mean, he was just kind of a for blaming me, saying that I was the reason you got the ticket. Like, that made me feel like
Yeah, that's kind of rude. I couldn't imagine being on a date with a girl, I get a speeding ticket. I'm like, it's all your fault. If you wouldn't be talking. See, you women are always just talk. Never shut up. That's how I get speeding tickets.
The worst part was that he asked me to pay for the speeding ticket.
What? How did he even say something like that?
Well, he says, don't you think you should cover some of it?
What did you say?
I just said that's fine because I just wanted to get the hell out of that car at that point.
Yeah, you're like, all right, whatever. I'll pay anything to get out of this date right now. I can't believe he would actually say that it was your fault and then ask you to pay for the speeding ticket. Maybe you misunderstood him. Maybe he was joking with you.
If he was, he's really bad at joking.
I mean, he said he tried to kiss you at the end of the night.
Oh my God, I didn't even know he tried to kiss me.
That's awesome. You were just like gone from the car. Sarah, thank you very much for telling us what happened with Kyle. Definitely let him know.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, actually, you know what? He already knows because he's actually listening on the other line.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, hey, Sarah.
Oh, my God.
Sarah, you know that's not how it actually happened. That's not how this went down.
Oh, so you didn't blame me for getting a speeding ticket and you didn't ask me to pay for the ticket?
All I said was that you were very distracting, and I don't know a girl who would not take that as a compliment.
What?
Maybe take it as a compliment until you ask her to pay for the ticket.
She was in the car. She was distracting me. I'm surprised that she didn't offer to help pay for it.
Are you kidding me, Kyle? Sarah, my foot wasn't the one on the pedals, and I was just sitting there talking to you.
If I recall correctly, you were telling me that you just had to get home really quickly. There's a reason that I was speeding.
It's all your fault. Sarah, it's all your fault.
Kyle, I have to ask you something. Are you just trying to get me on this radio show so that you can try to talk me into paying your ticket?
That's a good question.
I was trying to get you to go on another date with me because I thought it was great, but now you're being sort of a bitch about this.
Yeah, I'm the bitch. Kyle, you're such an ignorant ass.
Kyle, I don't get it. You sound...
Sarah, I think you are just a straight up You're going to take dinner from a guy who's driving you all over the countryside, and then you won't even give him a f***ing kiss at the end of the night.
Because you told her to pay half your speeding ticket.
It's what you do.
It's not what you do.
Hey, at this point...
How can you be a guy that thinks that you're supposed to pay for a woman's dinner and you still want them to pay for a speeding ticket? That makes no sense.
I just out like a couple $100. I mean, come on.
Oh, my
Well, at this
gosh.
point, I would love to ask Sarah if she will go on another date with Kyle. Sarah, are you still on the phone, or do we lose you?
I'm here.
All right.
I'm speechless.
Sarah, would you like to go out with Kyle again or pay for a second date?
No.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
You know what? Stay speechless. All right? You're better that way.
You're better that way?
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Escalated quickly.
Kyle, obviously no second date, and I don't think you're really too upset about that now.
Nope. And you said you'd pay for it, so why don't you pay for half my ticket now?
Yeah, right.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Looking for the perfect birthday or anniversary gift or a special date night? Well, then you need Zodart, Seattle's only exotic car rental company. Visit Zodart.com to book an exotic special car for that very special day.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Where are some of the sexiest places to meet people? There's always the circus,
What?
the city dump, and of course, an elevator.
Oh.
You got the elevator music just blasting. You guys are looking at each other, and that's when you seize the moment and hit the emergency stop button.
Yeah.
And look at them and go, we're not going anywhere until love shows up. And then you just wait it out, and either you guys connect or the firefighters show up and get you out of there, and you probably have to face some legal action. But that's where Eileen met the guy that she wants to call today on the elevator of love.
Oh.
What's up, Eileen?
You know, elevators are kind of sexy, by the way.
Aren't they?
I agree.
There's mirrors. There's mirrors on the ceiling, so technically, if you look up, you can see down.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fantasies that involve elevators.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, for real, man.
So, congratulations to you, Eileen. You fulfilled a lot of people's fantasy. How did you meet this dude on the elevator?
Well, come to find out, we were on the slowest elevator ever, where every single floor someone was getting in and pushing the stupid button. And it was a lot of old people that just couldn't take the stairs, so it was hard to get mad.
Yeah.
But Paul, looked at me and he was like, well, I guess I should just get out my laptop and do my work from here.
Okay.
Oh, so he's a jokester. You guys shared a little joke together.
Yes, he was a little snarky, and it's not often that you meet snarky people in a business setting, and it was nice.
So this is an elevator in your office building?
Yeah, exactly.
And had you ever run into this guy before?
No, I mean, I've seen him around a few times, but we had never, had a reason to talk.
Yeah, yeah. So do you think he was hitting on you right away, or was he just trying to make small talk for boring purposes?
I mean, he was obviously very flirty, and we went on a date, so I'm assuming that was his attempt at hitting on me.
He could have not been hitting on you at all. Yeah, he's just like, how'd I end up on a date with this girl?
Well, you could have asked him out. I don't know.
How'd you guys finally get around to going out? Did you ask for his number? Did he ask for your number?
He was just elevator boldness all the way through. I mean, we had enough time in the elevator to kind of chit chat. And he's like, listen, I'd love to have your number. And I was like, yeah, totally. Why not?
What did you guys do when you went out?
Oh, we went to this super cute pizza place.
All right. And how was the super cute pizza?
It was super quiet. It was actually really uncomfortable. The food was delicious. But on a first date, we should have definitely just gone to a bar.
Really?
It was so quiet.
Was it an awkward first date then?
No, it was just so when you just want to be a little silly and cute and coy and sexy, and instead the family is sitting next to you quietly listening because they've run out of conversation.
People that can hear your first date combos.
Dude,
yeah,
I love
understand that
listening in
completely.
on first dates when I'm at a restaurant. I'm sorry, I'm that person that is totally oh my God, do you think that they're going to go out again? What do you think?
So was it a good date though?
Yeah, it was a great time. We had a blast. It just, I mean, listen, he was super cute. He picked me up from my house, which I thought was very classy.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a big fan of dental health. And he obviously flossed his teeth, which I think is super sexy. Really, there's something, it means he cares. He takes time out of his day to care about himself. And I just love that. And he had the most delicious laugh, just sexy, caramely, masculine.
I feel like I'm attracted to him after a description like that. Let's get this guy on the phone.
Never heard
please.
of a laugh being described as caramely, but I like it.
So sexy.
So how did the date end?
Well, he drove me home. He said he had a great time, and I was like, why don't you come in and have a drink? Since we didn't really get a chance to talk. And he was super into it, so we came in, we had a glass of wine, and then he kind of bailed. That was the one thing that was a little weird.
Wait, how quickly did he bail once he got to your place?
I guess it was I don't know, however long it took to drink a glass of wine. He didn't stay for a second glass of wine.
Okay, that's not very long.
Yeah.
And were you expecting him to stay the night?
No, I made it once we got inside, I literally toasted him with, here's to first dates, not first hookups.
All right, so you made it very clear that you were not going to mess around that night.
No, I'm a classy lady.
Do you think that's why he bailed though? Maybe he had different expectations?
That's my nightmare. I hope not, because I really felt like we had a fun time and we connected, and I just hope he's not a sleazeball that just bails if he doesn't get hooked up with.
Any other reason beside that you think he's not calling you back?
I don't know. I mean, I know I can be a little aggressive, and that can kind of be a turnoff for people.
You didn't shout at him on your date, did you?
Shout at him for real?
Yeah, you didn't yell at him.
I don't think she been aggressive like that?
I mean, I definitely took the last slice of pizza.
Oh, no, you said aggressive. I'm just making sure you didn't get yell at him in the pizza place or yell at him at your house or get just kind of aggro on the dude.
I don't know. God, now I have to think about that.
Now there's a whole new thing to think about. All right, well.
Oh, no.
Hang on. We'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, all right?
All right, awesome.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, I'm personally still confused what a caramely laugh sounds like. Eileen is on the phone with us. She described the guy that she wants to call today as having very good hygiene because she could tell that he flosses. She liked that about him. She said he was quick-witted, funny, and had a caramely laugh, which I'm thinking probably sounds like this.
No. Yeah,
Is that right? Is that right,
Have you ever
Eileen?
eaten caramel before? Do you even know what caramel is?
Apparently
That's what I would describe as a caramely laugh.
Okay, so the person laughing in the background is not a caramely laugh.
That's not a caramely laugh either?
Yeah,
All right,
there
so
it is.
neither of us have caramely laughs, Jose.
No.
Like
All right.
this, like it's like confidence, like a deep-seated confidence, like
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You mean, all right, so it was like,
yeah, I went on a date with Cookie Monster. Yeah, good job.
All right.
Smooth and sexy right
Okay,
there.
we're about to call him right now. His name is Paul, and Eileen thinks that he might not be calling back because when they got back to her place, they were having a glass of wine, and she cheersed him and said, hey, here's to not hooking up tonight, just letting him know that he's not going to get any. And he left shortly after that. She's hoping that that's not the case because she'd like to see him again, but that's the only reason you can think of.
Other than the fact that I'm a little aggressive, and I might have asked him to laugh on cue at one point.
Would you like him just laugh again for me? Oh, my God.
Oh God, it was so sexy.
All right, well, I can't wait to hear his caramely laugh. I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can find out why he's not calling you back, okay?
Thank you.
Hello?
Hi, is Paul there?
This is he.
Hey, what's up, Paul? How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay. Sorry, who is this?
My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Hi. How can I help you?
Well, I'm calling you today because one of our listeners actually sent us an email about you.
What?
It was about your laugh and how sexy it is. A lot of it was about your laugh.
Okay. Thanks for calling. I'm not really interested in just one of those prank call shows. It's very funny.
This is not.
I'm not very interested.
No, Paul, I promise this is not a prank phone call. They really did compliment your laugh in the email. It's actually from a girl that you went on a date with. Her name is Eileen.
All right. Yeah.
And Eileen sent us an email about you because she really enjoyed the time that you spent together, but now you're not calling her back after your date. So she wanted us to get you on the phone and find out what went wrong.
Oh boy, seems like an odd way to do this. I don't really see how that's any of your business.
Well, I mean, I guess technically it's not really, but Eileen sort of made it our business because she asked us to call you. She just wants to know why you won't go out with her again. Can you give us anything?
It's because she's not a good person.
What?
Whoa.
We talked to her and she sounded like a great person.
Yeah.
Well, I went on a date with her, and I'm sorry, I don't see myself having a future with someone who's a murderer.
Wow, you went from bad person to murderer.
Whoa, murderer?
Look, you called me. What do you want?
I just would love to know how you figured out that Eileen is a murderer.
Who did she kill?
That's a big claim.
Did you see her on America's Most Wanted or something?
Look, she's very engaging and charming. We went out. We had a good dinner. We went back to her place. She invited me in. I don't normally say yes on the first date, but I was having a great time.
Yeah.
And then we went into her place, and she had a stuffed goose on the wall.
What? I thought you were going to say there was a dead body in the freezer or something.
There was a dead body hanging on the wall. And I asked her about it, and she told me she's a hunter, all right? And she went hunting, found that thing, hunted it down, tracked it down, killed it in cold blood. And this is not funny.
I'm sorry. It just
there were
Well, you
Look.
can see how, I mean, it kind of sounds that way because you called her a murderer and then you're telling us
Yeah,
because.
she is a murderer.
Okay.
Okay? Animal lives mean a lot to me.
But there's a lot of people that hunt for food and for recreation.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who hunt, and fine, that's their life. They can live that way if they want to. I'm not going to be involved with someone who does, and I'm certainly not going to be involved with someone who hunts just to put them up on their wall like trophies. She had a boar's head in there. There were ducks, like being in a horror movie, okay? I have no interest in dating a butcher, all right? I have no interest in dating a murderer. But you can laugh all you want. Animals are lives, too. And she's a murderer. You take a life, no matter what, you're a murderer. You can tell her that. You can tell her that's why we're not having a second date.
All right, well, you know
angry.
what, Paul? I don't actually have to tell her that you think she's a murderer because she's on the line listening and probably would love to talk to you right now.
Are you freaking serious? You're calling me a murderer because I like to hunt?
Yeah, I am.
I just don't understand. You were at my house. Why didn't you say something then? You literally said, oh, cool.
I was being polite, okay? I was being polite because I wanted to leave as quickly as possible. I don't know, if you're going to kill one animal, maybe you'll kill another one.
So wait, Paul, you left because you were scared of her?
I left because I was disgusted that she would take a life, yes.
I mean, honestly, it's not like I was killing, like, an elephant. It's a f***ing goose. They're vermin. Literally, you have to hunt them. Otherwise, they will cause problems like airplane crashes and car crashes. I'm doing everyone a favor. I'm saving tax dollars. You should be thanking me.
It's a lot of tough talk from someone who has to hang birds on their wall to feel good about themselves.
I don't hang birds on my wall to feel good about myself. I do it because I love natural history, and I love the idea of being proud of what I can do in my culture and my past. It's way more
You
beautiful
love
than just ordering
natural
a sausage
history
pizza.
so much that you're just going to go out and kill it? That makes a lot of sense.
I just think it's disgusting that you would criticize and judge me based on something that brings me so much joy and happiness. My father took me hunting. It's a part of my happiest memories. Every time I look at the boar on the wall, I think about how great my childhood was. You know, probably how you feel about, like, I don't know, douching yourself or something.
I can't handle that.
That was the kind of discourse I expect from a murderer.
Oh, my God.
Because you are a murderer. I stood in your living room. I saw the bodies of defenseless animals staring at me. Have you ever made eye contact with these animals? I'm sure you haven't. You think you have, but you haven't. You haven't looked into their souls and seen the pain on their faces when their lives were taken by some woman with daddy issues who went out to go hunt just to feel good about herself.
Are you kidding me? Grow some f***ing balls, dude. Like, have you ever even held a gun? Do you even know what you're talking about, or are you just speaking out of your ass?
I'll say it takes a lot more to save a life rather than take a life, okay? You ever think about it when you stick a gun in those animals' faces, that they have families, that they're just like people? They have lives that you're destroying just so you can have some decorations in your living room?
Oh, my God, Paul, thank you so much. You've made it so clear for me. I really get it now. Yeah, because the last time I saw a f***ing goose build a skyscraper like a human did, or the last time I saw a goose, like, solve a math problem like a human did, yeah, they're just like humans. The next one I see, I'll nickname it Paul, and I'll remember that it has a soul before I kill it.
Hey, that leads me to my question. Paul, would you like to go out on a second date with Eileen? We will pay for it.
I want to go on a second date with him.
Well, I know. I just thought I'd ask him.
You sure made a lot of phone calls trying to get a hold of me if you don't want to go on a second date with me. There's a lot about
Yeah,
your
and leave it to a pussy like you to not even respond. I should have known. Only a little girl wouldn't respond. A real
You
man
need
would
to
have been
kill
like,
animals to
nah,
feel
bitch.
good about yourself, and you need to get a radio station to find you a man. Wonderful. You're a real tough hero.
Whatever. Enjoy your f***ing easy bake oven, you little bitch.
Paul, thank you for your time. Are you still there?
Oh, my
Eileen,
God.
I think you scared him off.
Oh, you guys, this is so... I'm so mad. Like, I wasted wine on that idiot.
Brooke and Jubal in the
Eileen wanted to call Paul to find out why he wasn't calling her back. Well, it turns out Paul's not calling her back because she's a hunter and she kills animals and she's a murderer. He called her a murderer. But I say that all the thirsty dudes are texting in at 78592 because every single guy that's always like, I just want a guy's girl who would chug a beer with me and shoot a boar in the face with an arrow. Then she'll fart. she's the hottest. All of those dudes are texting in right now being like, hook me up with Eileen. I want to go out with her. She's a hunter. She sounds awesome. I'll go kill animals with her.
We even got a text message that says, I'm a straight woman, but I'd love to date her too.
We got a text in that says, give her my number. She wants a real man. I'm about to go to jail for 2 weeks.
No. Eileen doesn't want
But
that either.
we can go hunting when I get out.
What are you going to hunt, though, bro?
I'll see if I can hook you up, all right? Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
One of my favorite things in the second date update is hearing how people meet each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, it's always interesting to
Yeah.
find out where people meet and how they meet. And especially, like, for me as a guy, that's all I know is, like, the pressure of going up to talk to a girl when you're out in public and you don't know what's going to happen. It's always that nerve-wracking experience. I know for me, every time I've met a girl out, it's always like, you see her and she's beautiful and you want to talk to her and you're like, oh, man, okay, I'm going to go up to her and I'm going to offer her the $80 that I have in my pocket. And if that's not good, I guess I'll go up to 90, whatever she wants.
She looks expensive, so.
You know, it's always been really difficult for me to meet women in public, but it is interesting to see where people meet each other. And Paul, who's on the phone to do a second date update today, met the girl that he wants to call at a farmer's market. That's where he says he met her.
Sweet.
Paul, how does somebody meet a girl at a farmer's market? What, are you just walking around and you throw some fresh wheat behind you? And just hopefully she follows you home? I mean,
Have you ever been to a farmer's market?
Yeah, they don't have like bales of
Yeah, you
hay,
can't just
like-
buy exactly.
that's what I guess I've never really been. That's what it seems like it would be to me. How's it going, Paul?
Hey guys, how's it going? Big
Good.
fan of yours, guys.
So how did you meet this girl at a farmer's market?
So basically, it was over the weekend, and I was hungover. All right, it was like 3 in the afternoon. I woke up.
You said
Who gets up? What dude gets up hungover and is like, you know what I'm going to do? Head down to the farmer's market.
Hey man, I got to cleanse. You know,
Okay.
I mean that's the first thing you got to do when you're hungover. You know,
All
Get
right.
some fresh fruit.
that works. That totally works.
Okay.
So you wandered into the farmer's market still drunk from the night before.
Yeah, I was more groggy. I was just like, you know, I just needed to sober up. I needed any healthy antioxidant type of stuff to
All right.
flush my system out.
Okay, so what's the girl's name, by the way, that you met at the farmer's market?
Lisa. Her name's Lisa.
Lisa. All right, tell us about when you met Lisa.
So there was like some cheese samplings going on, and I still had the munchies, you know, because I hadn't eaten yet.
Dude, that
And,
sounds good, actually, on a hangover. Like, if I were at... They do that? They do cheese sampling?
Yes, they do lots of sampling. Yeah.
Really cool. Brie.
Paul, I think you and I need to start hanging out at farmer's markets. You sound exactly like my type of
And
guy.
you're always hungover, Jubal, so.
That's the play, man.
All right, so you're there drunk, eating the cheese, and that's when she walked up?
Yeah, like, you know, I was there. It was a weird thing. It was almost like Ladies and the Tramp, where, you know, like the spaghetti scene, but it
Yeah.
was like with a piece of cheese. And we both like reached up and we were like, oh, hello.
Oh, you
You
like
know?
went to grab the same piece of cheese?
Yeah.
That is a romantic
I'm gonna
story.
be honest. I mean, if I was this girl and there's this really hungover dude eating cheese at the farmer's market, I'm not immediately attracted to you. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she could tell I was hungover, honestly, because you know how it is when you like still have the bed hair, you still feel sexy and confident, you know, where you're still kind of buzzed, but you're still like, yeah, I own it.
All
All right, so you guys went to grab the same piece of cheese, and you were like, what's up, girl? What are you doing here?
Yeah. Well, not like that. I mean, I was still a gentleman, so I was like, oh, my bad, you know, you could have it, you know, and we kind of sparked a little conversation, you know, flirty, and she was smiling at all the dumb stuff I was saying, and afterwards, I was bold, you know, because, you know, I was still a little tipsy, and I was like, hey, you want to, like, maybe grab a coffee or something?
Okay.
You know?
So did you go straight from the farmer's market to go get coffee?
No, I mean, first she had to finish up some errands and shopping, so I kind of was like with her, you know, because I was like, I have to be like, oh yeah, I'm shopping too, though, but like, yeah, after we finished shopping, so I had to shop as well.
So you had to pretend shop at the farmer's market to get your date.
Yeah, I guess I did because the spark was there, and she seemed pretty interesting, and I don't know, I was just like, I can't blow this opportunity, you know?
Okay, so you guys walked around the farmer's market and bought groceries and then went for coffee.
It was pretty cool. It was like a little place near there, and she's a really cool chick, you know? She's really real. She's not into, like, materialistic stuff, which kind of, like, interests me. Like, she's not into, like, clothes or, like, labels or, you know.
So you met her at a farmer's market, and she's not into anything materialistic. You met a hippie.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, I guess,
That's
you know.
cool.
She's just different from other girls, I guess, you know.
And so, coffee went well then? How long did you guys stay?
Oh, we probably hung out for, like, a good 20 minutes or so. Just, like, talking about life. And the only thing was, like, afterwards, I kind of asked her out, and I said, hey, can we, like, maybe actually go on a date or something? And she said, yeah, why not? Maybe. And she smiled, and then I just took her number.
Maybe is not necessarily the best thing to hear.
She smiled. She smiled. That's like a good signal of, like, positivity.
So how'd your interaction go after that then, after the coffee?
So we've been texting back and forth, but then she stopped, and I'm just wondering, well, is she busy or is she not feeling me, you know?
What's the last thing you said to her?
I don't know, I'm kind of awkward with text, so I think I was just saying, like, hey, so still drinking beet juice, because I brought, like, beet juice, and I was saying, like, hey, I'm still drinking it. I don't know, I'm awkward. I'm so...
That actually sounds kind of funny. I mean...
Did she respond to the beet juice comment at all, or was that the last you heard from her?
Yeah, that was the last.
Are you trying too hard to, like, be into what she's into?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I was trying to connect with her just to show that I was into her stuff that she was into, but I don't know. I hope she doesn't think I was mocking her, you know? I hope she doesn't, like, think I'm an idiot.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Cool.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Let me think of the best way I can recap today's second date update. Oh, like this. He's a reckless drunk who just wanted some antioxidants to cure his hangover. She's a free spirit who was just out to get some fresh cut flowers and some artisan bread. That was until the day they met at the farmer's market and their lives were flipped upside down. Ryan Reynolds stars as Paul from today's second date update. And Kate Beckinsale stars as the girl he's about to call in this new smash hit, Free Range Love. Coming to theaters this summer, Love comes GMO free.
Oh, man.
Hey, Paul, does that pretty much recap your date there?
Nailed it right in the head.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That is a healthy dose of love.
Yes, it is. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Paul is on the phone. We're about to call a girl named Lisa on his behalf. They met at a farmer's market, ended up going from the farmer's market to get some coffee, had a really good time, but she hasn't really agreed to go out with him on a second date. She did say she would think about going out with him, so there was never like a solid, yes, we're going out. So we're about to get her on the phone and find out why she doesn't want to go out with him. Anything else you want to add before we call her, Paul?
She's just a different type of woman that I've dealt with before, you know, so I just want to see how it goes.
All right, cool. Well, dial the phone number right now, get her on the phone, and get your second date update. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Lisa, please?
Speaking.
Hi, Lisa. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Fine. Do I know you?
I don't think we've ever met before, no. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. Who else is on the line?
Oh, that's the entire show. So it's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm Jubal. That's Brooke. That's Jose. How are you this morning?
Confused. That's how I'm doing.
I'm calling you because we recently got an email from one of our listeners asking if we could get a hold of you.
Okay.
It's a segment that we do on our show called the Second Date Update. Paul emailed us and asked us if we could find out if you didn't like him for a certain reason.
Okay.
So, can we steal a few minutes of your time to talk about your date with Paul?
I don't really want to do this, to be honest.
Okay. He just really liked you, and he's just wondering if you did something wrong or why you're not into him. Because he told us that
he definitely didn't do anything wrong. That's all I'll say. He didn't do anything wrong. at all.
Any advice that maybe you could give us for him as he goes forward, like dating in the future? Things that he should maybe watch out for?
No, I mean, it's not like that.
Was he trying too hard? I thought maybe he was like trying to be interested in what you were interested in, and it came off as fake.
No, I mean, I didn't feel like that. It's just like I know that if I say what kind of went on with me, it's just going to be judged, and I don't really want to be judged. So
I promise you we will not judge you. We do these things all the time. I promise you, nobody will judge you. Unless it's something really, 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 really weird.
Like if you killed a person? Because
Yeah, I might judge you if you murder. If you were a murderer, I might judge you. So did you like him at all? At least?
I really did. There was definitely a really immediate attraction, and I felt a really strong connection.
Okay, so why are you giving him the cold shoulder?
Well, when we were at coffee, I got a premonition.
Whoa.
Premonition, like a vision of something?
Yeah, premonition's the best word I can think of to describe it. A really strong feeling.
Okay. Was it brought on by something he said or something that he did?
No, it just occurred, and I needed to take some time to figure out what it was about. And it wasn't so much a premonition about him. Just there was something strong there that I needed to sort out. So I went to a spiritual guide that I see.
This premonition or feeling that you had when you were out with him, it was powerful enough that you wanted to talk to your spiritual person about it?
Yeah, very much so.
Does that mean like you liked him a lot?
I mean, I liked him a lot, definitely, and then I got this feeling, like I said at coffee, and it was strong, and so I had to go investigate it.
Okay, so what did your spiritual advisor say? Do you mind telling us that?
Yeah, but you just gotta be like, I understand that what I believe is not what everyone believes, and I get that, but just like, please be respectful.
For sure.
That's all I'll ask.
Okay.
So my spiritual advisor connected that the reason why we had such a strong connection is because we were actually related in a past life. In the 1500s, he was my father.
What? In the 1500s, he was your father?
Yeah. I mean, that's why it was like, I felt like I knew him. I felt like I knew things about him. And it felt like more of a recognition than a meeting.
Okay. That's interesting.
What was
So you felt that connected to him. I mean, obviously, if he used to be your dad,
Yeah,
you
I
would
felt
feel...
like I knew him already.
I don't know much about what you believe in and that kind of stuff, so you can help enlighten me right now. So you felt like you were out having coffee with your dad?
Yes, I understand he's in a different physical body now, as am I. But if you believe in reincarnation and you believe that when we die, we are reincarnated in another body, that nothing is created or destroyed, right?
Okay.
Things come back in different forms.
So you're
that. So it was not like that's literally my dad, but that was my dad's spirit.
Okay, and you don't want to date your dad, I'm assuming.
But it's your dad from the 1500s. I mean, that's pretty far removed. I don't know.
Once your dad, always your dad.
But your dad...
What I believe is what I believe, and I understand that that's not what everyone shares.
So
I
how did you feel when you found out he was your dad from the 1500s?
I mean, I felt like it made sense why I felt like I knew him so well already. I mean, obviously it was kind of a bummer because I did like him.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would add something to it. I'd be like, sweet, I get to kind of sleep with my parents, sort of. But I'm a little different too, Lisa.
God. I won't judge you either.
I'm getting a premonition right now, actually.
Are you?
Yeah. The premonition is that he's on the other line listening to this conversation.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am. Paul, are you there?
Yeah.
Say hi to your daughter.
I don't know. I'm kind of like, huh? What just happened?
Hi. I mean, I don't really know what to say. I think that's, you understand why I didn't call you back.
I mean, are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just wondering, is this just, you don't want to talk to me anymore? You want to I feel like this might be like you saying friend zone, but in an overcomplicated way. Is that it? Or, I'm
not trying to get out of it. I do like you, so I'm not trying to evade relationship. I'm definitely not comfortable dating for obvious reasons. someone who used to be my dad.
What? I mean, this is a joke, right?
Why else do you think we felt such a strong connection at first?
I don't know, because you're pretty and I'm cute.
Lisa, is there any chance that your spiritual guide could be wrong and that maybe you had a connection because he's actually your past husband from the 1500s?
No, I mean, she's never steered me wrong in the past. I trust her completely. So, no.
But I'm not your dad. I mean, even if you believe
You're not
that.
my dad now.
Yeah. But I'm not your dad. Well, I mean, all right, so this is hard. This is like a hard math problem that I have to wrap my head around. All right, so I'm not your dad now. So what's the problem?
I think what he's saying, Lisa, is would you like to go out on a second date with Paul? We will pay for a second date. He was your dad a long time ago. I don't think it should really matter now.
Hundreds of years.
Unfortunately, it matters to me a lot. So,
wow.
If you would like to have a relationship, and a friendship where we can connect with our past, that would be awesome. But no, for dating.
Wow.
I still don't understand. Like, why we had a connection. I mean, we
did. But it was because you were my dad.
I don't understand how that could stop this from what we had. Is there any loophole?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, maybe you could ground her and force her to go out with you. I mean, you are the father figure here.
So gross.
Yeah, Brooke.
Well, sorry, Paul. No second date. And Lisa, I appreciate your time and I appreciate you being open and honest with us.
Yes.
I know it had to be hard because you thought we were going to judge you and make fun of you.
I did.
All right.
Yeah, so appreciate it.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too.
Wow, that was really hard not to judge her.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Not a lot of people know this about me, but if I go out on a date with somebody and it's a good date, I will wait an hour or so after, and then I will call them to thank them for the date, and I had a good time and everything else.
Hold on, you'll actually call?
I actually call the number.
You don't
Yeah.
text?
No, I call to say thank you.
I didn't even know you knew how to do that.
Standard thing. Well, I don't really talk to them. I just call, and then I block the number, and when they answer, I just go, and if she knows it's me calling to say thank you in the special way that I do, then we'll go out again because we obviously click. If she doesn't know it's me, no big deal. I'm sure I'll see her again at some point. So,
so weird.
Not worried about it. But Bruce, who is on the phone today and wants to do a second date update, is very confused why his date's not calling him back because apparently after they went out, he called her to say thank you. They had a good conversation, and now she's not calling him back at all. I'm curious, Bruce, do you do the call the same way I do?
Please say no.
No, man.
Try it next time. Women love heavy breathing in the phone.
Yeah, I'll definitely be sure to try that.
Okay, cool. First of all, tell us a little bit about how you met the girl that you want to call today.
Well, her name's Madison. We met online. I've done it a few times. Have you guys tampered with the online dating?
Craigslist, yeah.
Craigslist. That's not online dating, Jubal.
Yeah, it's weird. Most
That's
of people
just-
want you to pay them.
Yeah, that's weird, right? Usually you pay services.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I went through eHarmony.
Okay.
I know it's supposed to be
legit.
That's another pay site too, much like Craigslist, you know?
Not really, but
No?
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, eHarmony, that's where most people look that I've researched on, I guess, to look for more serious kind of relationships.
Oh, so you're looking for a serious thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of done with the whole bachelor lifestyle, I guess.
And is that something that you say right off the gate, like, I'm looking for something serious?
I tend to wait till I actually meet the person, and we kind of fill each other out, kind of where we stand with that. But I do tend to look for girls who fit that profile.
And did you think that Madison fit that profile?
I did. I met a few girls online before. They didn't really work out. Some people are just in it for the reasons I'm not into, which...
Just cheap sex and fun, Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
So what was it about Madison that made her stand out?
She has a really, really fun personality. Even before meeting her, she just you can kind of see it from a distance. And then as she gets up closer, she's just beautiful.
Were you following her around before you met her? Because that's what it sounds like.
No, like her profile pictures, again, it was,
well, just the way you said from a distance, I pictured you, like, looking through a window with binoculars, and you're like, and then once I brushed her arm when I walked past her in the coffee shop, then I noticed that she did have a fun personality.
No, how it was, everyone pretty much looks good in their profile picture.
Okay, that's what you meant. All right.
So, yeah, then we met up at a bar. She was just beautiful. She didn't cake on makeup. How some girls, especially on first dates, I swear, like to go overboard, and you're not sure which is their face or, how deep it goes.
How deep does that make it? I usually just reach across the table and try to scratch it off at that point just to see. Do you feel like you guys really clicked together?
Absolutely. Yeah. Conversation was easy the entire time. And we both joked about the whole online thing, and how it's just kind of a crapshoot.
How did everything end with you guys?
The date lasted a few hours. When it was time to go, I just kind of asked her if I could call her to hang out again, or go out. And she gave me a really big smile and said, absolutely. Wow. So based on that, I decided to take it upon myself to lean in, and I kind of just gave her a little kiss. Nothing too aggressive.
Not too aggressive. Grab the back of her head. Get over here.
Yeah. No, it seemed like it was right. It's kind of that lull silence, I guess, after a little bit of laughter, I guess. So it just, again, it seemed like almost like a movie.
She sounds like quite the catch.
Yeah.
I mean, she was. All the way home, I just couldn't stop thinking about the date. I kept replaying everything in my head. And so, as I pulled in my garage, I thought to call her, and I just thanked her again for the date and how amazing it was, and that I'd really like to go out again, and if she would like to as well. She reciprocated that and was really excited that I called, and we set plans for the next Friday.
Wow.
So that conversation went cool, but yet she's not getting back to you for a second date.
Yeah, man, that's why I'm so confused. Ever since we made that plan, I really haven't heard anything.
Do you think that she's getting like hit up left and right and maybe found a better option online?
That's kind of what I'm afraid of. But to really just not text or anything and just to drop with the night we did have, at least some closure would be nice.
Yeah, and especially if you guys already made plans, so you didn't set your Friday night aside and then she just doesn't get back to you.
Exactly.
Huh.
Interesting. All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Right on. Thanks, guys.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Bruce is on the phone with us. He's currently experiencing one of the most frustrating things in dating. He went out with a girl, they had a great date, seemed to click on every level. Even after the date, they made plans to go out on another date, like scheduled plans, and then she just stopped talking to him. And she wasn't a total dog face, which is nice too. She was attractive, so Bruce is trying to figure out why she's not calling him back. All right, Bruce, we're about to give her a call and find out. You ready?
Yeah, I am.
What's the best case scenario for you in this?
That she was really busy or she lost her phone.
Okay.
I'm praying she lost her phone.
Yeah. And she couldn't hop on the internet to contact you via Facebook or eHarmony where you guys met. There's she dropped off the grid for a little while. Maybe she's homeless and we find that out. And there was no way to get a hold of you. That's the only thing that I can think could be good in this scenario.
All right.
All right. Prepare for the worst, I think is what they're saying.
Here we go, man. I'm going to dial the phone number right now.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Madison, please?
This is she.
Hello, Madison. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
From where? I'm sorry.
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show?
You're looking for Madison?
Yes, I am. I'm calling you today because we recently got an email about you.
Okay.
It was from somebody that you went out on a date with. His name is Bruce.
Okay.
And Bruce told us a little bit about your date, and he's very curious why you just kind of stopped talking to him. So he asked us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out why.
Okay. It's kind of awkward.
It's kind of awkward.
Understandable.
Yeah, this is a very awkward thing, but Bruce really wants to know if he did something wrong on your date. He had nothing but nice things to say about you. But he also said that you made plans with him to go out, like the next Friday after you guys had your date, and then you just bailed.
I mean, that just kind of happened. I do apologize, and I feel bad.
Hey, Madison, have you ever had somebody do that to you where you're really kind of into them and you want to go out with them again, they just stop talking to you?
Yes.
It's pretty frustrating, right?
It is. It is. I do understand. It is very frustrating.
So then...
And I do apologize.
Okay, well, don't you think it'd be cool to, like, let Bruce know why you blew him off?
I guess I can explain to you. I just would feel like I would hurt his feelings.
Okay.
So I don't want him to know.
Well, you could tell us, and then we'll figure out a way to tell him where it doesn't hurt his feelings.
Yeah, and relay the message gently.
Okay.
Okay, so we had a good time. He was very nice, and when the date finished, he called me back, and he just, said thank you, and that was actually really nice. I really appreciated that. So we talked on his way home, and then he got home and proceeded to get off the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if, obviously, I highly doubt he knows he did this, and I am in the wrong for this a little bit too, but he didn't hang up.
Uh-huh.
And
so you stayed on. Anytime anybody does that to me, by the way, I stay on the phone the whole time too, just to listen for a little bit, just to see what they're doing.
You guys are such voyeurs.
I want to catch somebody being like pervy or something,
It wasn't pervy. I wasn't being the perv. I just, I was just kind of curious, I guess.
For sure.
What did you hear?
Well, at first, I just heard rustling, and I was like, oh, okay, he's home. And then I heard a guy's voice. And I was like, ooh, he's going to have a conversation. That's when I was like, I'm definitely listening. He said to the guy, I just went on a date. I'm going to marry that girl.
Oh, that's really cute.
Or really creepy.
Yeah, exactly. It goes one of two ways. Like Brooke is practically ready to slide off her seat right now, and Jose's like, "Whoa, that's creepy."
It freaked me out. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so that's why I've been avoiding him, because I don't think that you can tell if you're going to marry somebody after one date.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
you
just
can't,
feel
but
feel like
other
it
people
was
could.
you feel like it was too much?
Too soon.
Yeah, way too much. And granted, yeah, like I had a great time with him. It was fun. But when, like the first thing that he says when he gets home is, I'm going to marry that girl. It's like, what?
But the thing is, you couldn't see his face. You don't know,
We're trying so hard for like a storybook love tale thing right now.
Seriously, I think some people can tell after the first date, and I think you're you could have found like the coolest guy you'll ever meet.
Or you could have found a stage 5 clinger. It all depends how you interpret it. This is how she's interpreting it. I mean, that's how it made her feel.
Should be mutual, right?
But that's the risk of dating, right? They're always either clingers or romantics.
Yeah, and that's the vibe that she got from this dude, obviously, that he's a clinger right away.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly the vibe that I got. And, like, hey, that's fine for you maybe, but not for me. I want somebody to want to get to know me first.
Before you talk about marriage, all right. Well,
Exactly.
Madison, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll make sure to let Bruce know in the nicest way possible.
Okay, I hope that helps.
All right, and the only nice way I can think of is to let you know that he's on the other line and just heard that.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, I am. Bruce, say hi to Madison.
Hi, Madison. Madison, I can't believe you actually heard that.
Yeah.
I'm at a complete loss for words.
Do you remember saying that to whoever you were talking? Who were you talking to, by the way, Bruce?
Yeah, I was talking to my roommate.
Okay.
I walked in, and my roommate, kind of was sarcastic, being like, "Yo, dude, how'd the date go?" So I thought of the first thing that was on top of my head. I think I love her, man. I want to marry her, or something like that.
Crap. That's cool to say to your roommate, but you definitely don't want the person that you just went on a date with, first date, to hear that.
Madison, I really wish you would have let me know that you heard that, and we could have cleared some things up, but...
So, what, like, are you taking it back? do you not mean it anymore? Or what do you mean by that?
So, kind of what I meant was, where I was at with my excitement was, I could definitely see, things going, forward if that's, kind of how things were with us all the time, the more and more we started being together, and, I don't know, it might turn into love.
This is such an awkward thing to try to explain.
Madison, I mean, can't you give this guy a chance? I mean, I know that it's a lot of pressure, but haven't you ever just felt overwhelmed and maybe you exaggerated your feelings a little?
Yeah.
Sure, but I don't know. It's like hearing something that you're not supposed to. It's hard to come back from that because now it's on such a ground of embarrassment.
Why don't we turn it into a joke?
Why don't we just forget it ever happened and turn it into a joke?
I mean, if it has to always be remembered, we did have a good time. We had an amazing time. It's actually one of the best dates that I've been on in years.
Bruce, I think you need to downplay it a little more. Don't call the date amazing. Don't call it awesome. Just be like, it was cool or whatever, Madison. I didn't really care too much. That sounds like what Madison is into.
Yeah.
Oh, Madison, stop being so scared of love. Yeah. Come on, Madison.
Oh, I'm not scared. I just, want to make smart decisions and not,
I know.
That's good.
But he could have said, horrible things about you. He could talk about, your boobs or your butt or how he wanted to bang you.
That happened after Madison hung up. I guarantee it.
You actually found a sweet, caring man that really wants to find love someday. He's not saying it's necessarily with you right now.
No, I think he did say that.
Well, I'm just trying to help him out.
I don't know. That's a lot of pressure. I'm still pretty young, so
all right.
That's it's always going to be in the back of my head.
Well, sweet. Then we should send you guys out again. Madison, would you like to go on a second date with Bruce? I'll pay for it.
Oh my God!
Come on, Madison, give him one more shot.
Madison, I really wish it didn't happen, but it did. I'm definitely in it for take it date by date. I don't have a problem with that. I just got really excited about you as a person.
Oh.
So, Madison, will you go out one more time with me?
Hey, Madison, if you wouldn't have been such a snoop and listened in on his conversation, would you go out with him if you didn't hear what he said?
That's a good question.
I would have.
Okay.
I absolutely would have.
So it's your own fault.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, now.
So you should go out with him again.
Come on.
I feel so guilty about all of this. I guess I kind of owe it to you.
There you go.
So you're saying yes?
Congratulations, Bruce.
Yeah.
You got yourself a pity date.
I'm sorry, Bruce.
no, I'll take it. I'll take it. Thanks. Yeah.
I'm excited to go out with you, Bruce. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I guess it's whatever.
Yeah. See, that's how you have to play
Oh,
it.
I see.
Yeah. I mean, I might be busy that night, but we'll see.
Thanks, Jubal.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.